Welcome back to Leading the Legendary Podcast, aka the Label Podcast, by the way. I'm Nametag Alexander. And before we get right into it with this episode, what we're going to discuss and everything, just make sure y'all go to leadingthelegendary.net where you can find merch. We got the hat. For those of y'all looking at video, we got the hats available, the snapback hats, whatever is what the leaders wear, pretty much what the leaders wear. And I don't know if y'all can see my shirt, but I had recently dropped a single early 2022. Shout out to Illingsworth called Karate Mill. We still got that merch up, and we also got the OG Leading Me Legendary shirts as well. I got a single out. Just dropped one June 13th. It's called Bass, produced by the homie Timestretch out in California with Tico on the cuts. Track is heavy, man. It's a banger just in time for summer. But check this out. We're going to get right into it. And with this being Leading Me Legendary Podcast, what better way to kick it off talking about some legendary shit? And this time it's not going to be music. I know y'all expecting it to be music, but that's not what it's going to be this time. I am going to, of course, obviously spill over into music, but I got my guy Peace of Mind on here. Extraordinary producer. Nice with the customization of the sneakers. I don't know if y'all been peeping it on Instagram. We're going to definitely drop a link in that chat so y'all can see. You did the God of Wars recently?
Yeah.
Sick, man.
Yeah.
Sick. But I told him, I said, look, man, I know I had you on where it was a name tag is necessary. Podcast not canceled. Y'all go to the back catalog. It's out. You can go check out the episodes prior. But we back with Leading Me Legendary Podcast, pretty much. And I was like, man, we need to talk about Marvel, man, because that's what we do. That's our bag. You know what I'm saying? More his bag than mine. But
I'm here for it.
Like I said, I'm always learning as I go. But man, Phase 4, because that's what we're in right now. Phase 4 of the MCU. How is it holding? And by the time y'all hear this episode right now, the most recent thing they're showing on TV is the Miss Marvel series, which is dope. I like it. As far as Phase 4 goes, though, as a whole, so far what we have, I don't even know when they're expecting to end Phase 4. How does it hold up for you against the other phases?
So, easy answer is holding up great.
Okay.
But it's hard to compare anything to Phase 3. Phase 3 is like the size of Phase 1 and Phase 2 combined, and it's got Infinity War and Endgame in it. Like that's a cheat code.
That's a fact, man.
The Phase 1 and Phase 2 and majority of Phase 3 were all building up to that moment. That's like 14, 15 movies building up to that moment. What we're in right now is that next buildup. So for what it is, try to look at beginning, the first 3 or 4 movies of every phase. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2. All solid movies, but not like the insane crazy bangers. So compared to Phase 1, I say Phase 4 is solid. Compared to Phase 2,
to Phase 1?
Yeah, the beginning of Phase 1.
Yeah, because that what had that, like you said, Iron Man, Hulk.
Iron Man
Thor was in that. Thor.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first Thor that much. I really didn't.
I appreciate it for what it is, but yeah, Thor didn't find his feet until Ragnarok for sure.
We can all agree with that.
Phase 2, you got Iron Man 3, which not my favorite Iron Man. It was decent. Still solid. Thor: Dark World. Again, one time I watched and I was like, I don't ever have to watch this one again. And Winter Soldier, solid movie.
That's a classic. That's a standalone. You can literally just watch that one by itself. You know what I'm saying?
So our first 3 movies for Phase 4, Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals.
Yeah.
Widow, I know some people didn't like it. I enjoyed it.
Eternals, man, that's the sleeper.
Eternals was super.
That's a sleeper. I even think with Miss Marvel right now, I think that's going to be a sleeper because I see a lot of people, man, that's like for kids, man. It's like, it's like if you went to high school, you can pretty much relate, you know what I'm saying, to Miss Marvel. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went to high school, and I'm saying that was that coming of age for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this pretty much is. But
and then Shang-Chi, that movie was dope.
Amazing. Fight choreography. It's incredible.
Top notch.
And I heard they're working on not the second film. No, the second film, but I also heard that they're doing a series for Shang-Chi. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard.
10 Rings following his sister.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a spin-off of
Post
that.
credit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
I forgot about that. Do
yeah.
you think with Miss Smart, because we don't know yet, and this is a spoiler for anybody that's tuning in at this moment, but do you think that the bangles that she's wearing is connected somehow to the 10 rings?
I don't know about the 10 rings, but my first thought, okay, so the 10 rings I think are connected to the Eternals. Like
Okay.
I feel like it might be some eternal tech that Festus or is it Hephaestus or just
Festus.
Festus? Yeah,
Yeah.
Festus. I think it might be some of his shit that,
So, because remember at the end of it, where they was like, they asked Wong, like, is this some type of magic? He's like, nah, I ain't never seen this shit. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And
He said
same
there's
thing with Miss Marvel. She was
some
like,
ancient technology.
Miss Marvel wasn't even familiar with it. You know what I mean? Not Miss
Mm-hmm.
Marvel. I'm sorry, Captain Marvel. She wasn't even familiar with it.
Yeah.
And then she just dipped. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta go. Somebody just paged me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she always does that. Yeah, man. What do you what's to come? What do you feel is like next? We know obviously with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, they've been kind of leaning toward the whole thing with the incursion. They mentioned it like 80 times in the movie. Incursion.
Yeah, yeah.
So Secret Wars?
I think so. They might not call it Secret War, but that's even from Loki. Like at the end of Loki, He Who Remains was basically talking about Secret Wars.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about it then. I know you see in my mind, I just went off verbatim what he said with the multiversal war. Not even thinking like, yeah, duh, Secret Wars, you know what I'm saying?
War right there, yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be crazy, man.
But there's a lot of other moving parts in there too. Like, so that's like the main big thing. But we also got what is it, Armor Wars?
Yeah, Armor Wars. Yeah, well, that's
like
gonna who's starting it? Don Cheadle as Rhodey, right? Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
I think that's gonna be like a bunch of Stark tech getting in the hands of people that shouldn't have people. Maybe this will be the real uprise of Roxxon that we need Roxxon. We just haven't seen Roxxon.
Kept seeing it in Loki, like with this with the story and everything, but it was also something else.
Yeah, was it in a sign in I think Iron Man or Spider Man, something like that?
It was Spider Man. I want to say at the beginning of No Way Home.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it could be that. Hammer could be coming back, but I don't know about that. But yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. A lot of things are all connected, and we're not really seeing the connections because we're so up close looking at it. We need all the pieces to come together, take a step back, and everything will
it's so crazy because that first 10 years from 08 to what was that? And the last film came out 2019. So because what capped off phase 3, wasn't it? It was Far From Home, right? Wasn't that like the end of phase 3 supposedly?
Phase 3 or phase?
Well, with how after Endgame it was Far From Home.
Yeah, far from home.
Yeah. So we had that, and I'm trying to think. Like, I don't want to lose train of thought. What do you think is like with the first? That's what it was. With the first 10 years or so, we just weren't aware that they were building. We knew, obviously Thanos was involved. We seen him in the beginning, the first Avengers. You know what I'm saying, at the end. But I don't think we knew, or people that was in depth probably had an idea. But I don't think we just knew that they were going to keep sticking with that and build up to like Infinity War and Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like this now, we're kind of more so prepared. I think we anxious and excited. Like, well, I wonder, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they about to do next? You know what I'm saying? And also, do you feel as though this time around they're gonna get to the shits a bit faster?
I mean, I think they're already moving way faster than, that since from like Avengers. The first Avengers was like 2012.
2012, yeah.
To Infinity War, that was 2018.
Yeah.
There's roughly 14 movies in there. I think can probably cut the time in half.
And then they got the TV shows. More.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel bad in a sense for like the casual viewer because they just it's damn near like you gotta watch everything. Remember when when What If was out and everybody kept saying, no, it's not connected. It's not connected. It's not canon. It's like, I think it is. Once I saw, when we knew Multiverse of Madness was coming out, from a couple years back, and then we saw What If, and we saw Supreme Strange. It's like, all right, they're doing something with that shit. And lo and behold, he pops up in Multiverse of Madness. A lot of people, no, that's not him. It's like, no, that's him. Like he
wait, was that Strange Supreme?
Not yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, because we kept, I guess, at least that's what we kept calling him. Because is there like two different ones? There's Sinister Strange and then the Supreme
Strange. Yeah.
Are they like the same party? Because what I got from it,
I think they're a little different. I think they're different multiverses because Supreme Strange, he is in his own pocket dimension right now. That's the size of a slab of concrete.
Oh yeah, so
we did witness his incursion though, but he Force stopped it and like encapsulated it.
So he couldn't have been in Multiverse of Madness. He's still
unless the Watcher came in and took him out.
But also there's Killmonger too, who was in that pocket cube with him, if I'm not mistaken.
Ultron.
No. Yeah. Ultron and Killmonger in their own world still.
Yeah, he's got him in a pocket inside of a pocket. Yeah.
Because that's right. I forget. I had to go back and rewatch because at the end of What If, it was Strange Supreme and the Watcher, and they were like, they weren't in the pocket cube, they were somewhere else, but he was kind of letting them know like, you oversee this now. While there was still I remember now, there was still Ultron and it's damn, I wonder if they're gonna bring that back around somehow.
I don't know. They're doing a whole zombies. They're doing a whole zombie series, like just off that.
Good on that, man. It was dope for What If, but then again, now that we saw like how the zombies would look in from the Multiverse of Madness, I guess, but I'm not like
it's gonna be animated.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought they announced they were going to do that like live action.
No, I'm almost certain it's going to be a continuation off the animated What If, finishing the story, because they left that story completely open at the end.
For sure, with Thanos at the end. Oh man, so I would want to see that. If animated, I wouldn't mind seeing that. That would be dope. And you know how like even with like how they bring it back to X-Men. With the X-Men 97, and they're keeping the animation from the previous series back in the early 90s or whatever. And in a way, I'm like, damn, man, I got spoiled with that What If, you know what I'm saying, animation. I wouldn't mind seeing that for like the new X-Men. That'd be hard. That would be dope.
I think it'll be a lot cleaner than the first season of X-Men, because the first X-Men was solid. It was a good ass like 90s cartoon. But that first season was real rough around the edges as far as the animation goes.
Choppy how they was moving and everything.
Real
I would
rough,
like to see like how they do it. I'm pretty they're gonna clean it up real nice. But with that and some What If like animation, that would have been crazy. I don't even know what that type. I mean, it's called animation, but I'm sure it's some type of special name for that one specifically.
I feel like they did that type of thing. Have you ever seen A Scanner Darkly?
No.
So that's like a movie with like Keanu Reeves and I think Robert Downey, a bunch of people, but they filmed it and then they drew over.
Okay. Oh, that's
so crazy. It's like animated, but it doesn't, like, it's weird. Like, so I think they did something similar where they took frames of an actual person, then maybe animated it and used that as their base for the characters.
That's
because they were so on point. Like that animation was dope.
Or even if. Because while I'm talking about What If, we can't forget about Into the Spider-Verse animation, because that shit was so sick. I wouldn't even mind seeing X-Men animated in that style. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see that, man. That's why I'm so fire. I saw the villain that they announced for Spot or something like that.
Yeah, super old school.
I was looking him up like, damn, he's from like the 70s or something, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yo, that's bogus, man. That's gonna be sick.
Updated version of him.
Yeah. They made him look a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like as opposed to he was literally like Spots back in the day. Yeah, that's gonna be sick, man. They got Issa Rae in that as Spider-Woman. That's gonna be dope.
Oh man, they got who else? There was somebody else who was in it.
I want to watch the first one now.
Drew. I think Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, was she gonna be in it too?
I don't know. They said it, man. They said it's so many. I forgot how many they said it's gonna be. Like it's more than, because they only had 60, so many characters.
60-something spider-related characters or something.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy, dog. Yeah. That's gonna be sick. Yeah, it would have even been dope. Cause technically, can you say was No Way Home more Multiverse of Madness than Multiverse of Madness?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I mean, they
Because
both were, yeah.
they had characters from Spider-Man, then characters from the Amazing Spider-Man, and also obviously his villains and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, from, well, not his villains per se in No Way Home, because they were all from those two different universes, whatever. So whereas in Multiverse of Madness, you just had 616 characters and then those from the
Right.
838. You
And
know,
then you did have some monsters and creatures and stuff from other, I don't think those were from 818s or
talking about
838.
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
With like the zombies or like the whoever, like like the, I don't want to call
like
it the octopus, but
Defender
yeah,
Strange.
oh yeah, in the beginning.
The octo can't remember his name. The Gargantos.
Yeah, because they couldn't, like, because of licensing or whatever, they couldn't, which is wild. That's so
Yeah.
stupid to me, man. That just ruined.
Is it because Universal's got the rights to it or
Yeah,
something
man,
like
and it's
that?
like I wonder like how much, like, we know, like I say, those first three phases of the MCU was so dope, but it's almost like the licensing situations fucked some things up too, and it make you wonder how much iller would it have been had they owned the rights to other properties. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like just X-Men being involved at that time, you know, where they was doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That would have been crazy because they had to compete. I said it before. I think I posted on Instagram where I was like, man, I was telling you too. I was like, yo, Dark Phoenix wasn't a bad film.
Oh no, not at all.
It just dropped like months after Endgame. You can't drop that. Endgame dropped in April of April of 2019.
Yeah.
And then we got that like 3 months or so after. I think it might have been like July, I feel like. So yeah, it was like, why would y'all do that? Like, Endgame's still cracking right now. Like, you can't do that. I think that was just Fox being arrogant, like, no, we're gonna compete. And it bombed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you chose wrong.
How do you feel like they're going to introduce the X-Men? Like, we already know now, just based off seeing Professor Xavier, clearly there's mutants in another universe, but how do we introduce them? Are they going to come into the 616, or they're just going to be in another universe in itself?
I definitely think they could be introduced through whatever Secret War we're going to get, or maybe right before, either right before or during. Because I have a feeling there's going to be an incursion, and then there's going to be a whole dimension of powered beings that come over. It could be a whole dimension of tons of mutants and shit.
It's just so much stuff, man. Like, I'm trying to watch for certain shit in Ms. Marvel. Like, okay, what is it? That means something. You know what I'm saying? Like, just even with her, whatever her own specific ancestral plane. You know what I'm saying? She just ain't even aware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what was up with that? Those people, like,
like the first episode, like, and spoiler for the people who haven't seen Ms. Marvel yet, or if you don't plan on seeing it, then whatever. But it was like, damn, with the eyes was lit up or something. Like, damn, was that like her own ancestral plane? Like, that's crazy because it was purple and everything.
Right. Yep. Maybe, or another way to bring them in, I would like to see a reverse Wanda, No More Mutants moment. Like some sort of backstory.
How
with
does
Wanda.
She do that though? Like, does she just
she's not dead.
Bring on the mutants.
But like maybe when she was little, she did No More Mutants. Okay. Before we seen, or I'm just throwing.
They do some type of flashback or whatever that we didn't see in the original films.
Mutants were already here. Maybe they are here, but people are just oblivious to their existence.
Yeah. Now how like in these early, like you had for example, a Hawkeye, like that show, and it was another show that did it where they focused on the events of what happened during 2012 with the Avengers or whatever. Yeah. I guess you could say, well, that's when the movie came out, but I don't know what year they had it set in. But they was always doing flashbacks, like from somebody else's perspective. Mm-hmm. Maybe they do that with some show, whatever I don't know if they would show Wanda, but something with like how the mutants are brought into play. Like, I know a lot of people didn't want this, but they was like, man, I hope the mutants come in and don't have anything to do with the snap from Thanos or when Hawk did it, and like it was 3 times, right? It was Thanos the first time, then Hawk, then Tony Stark, whatever. Mm-hmm. Now a lot of people felt like because of what we saw with Monica, now she's not a mutant, I don't think, is she?
Monica, no.
Okay, so good. But how when she showed up, based on how we saw it from her perspective, when she came, remember she popped up in the hospital and just was running. Like, she knocked my man's down. She like clotheslined him damn near. I don't even think she knew her power. You know what I'm saying? So like, could they use that and maybe show some like flashbacks from a perspective of a mutant, maybe not a very popular mutant or nothing like that, and they just flip it, and that's how the mutants get introduced. Like it's based from the snap or something.
They could do that, but just like people are saying they don't want that. People are getting the snap
Keep
fatigue,
focusing on that.
like they're getting tired of snap related
Well,
things.
there is some shit where there's a big ass celestial head or hand sticking out of the ocean, and then that could have something to do with something.
And this has me like, when the hell does Eternals take place? Because if it takes place and then there's Spider-Man No Way Home and there's all these movies after, how come there's not been like just a random shot of a newspaper or TV in the background talking? Nobody's acknowledged this gigantic celestial or one that just popped up and took up the entire sky, Escharum or whatever, when he came to grab the Eternal.
I'm looking it up now. Mention. Like, what timeline does? Okay, that it seemed like they knew what time the film takes place in November through December of 2023. So that's shortly after WandaVision. So after this event that already took place, and then it says months before Shang-Chi. So
right.
Shang-Chi
takes place after, and No Way Home takes place after.
Well, here's what to my understanding, Shang-Chi was taking place during the same time as Far From Home. Because
Far From Home or No Way Home?
Well, because Far From Home, no, my fault. Damn, I'm getting twisted. Because No Way Home was in November or through November because it was around like Halloween. They still had like
after Halloween, yeah,
or whatever. When he went to see Doctor Strange, where does he? Okay, now here's another one. I'm just pulling up. Where does it fit in the timelines? They keep putting is it takes place after. Well, this one helps. It takes place after Shang-Chi and before Hawkeye.
Okay, so it's very similar time then, because Hawkeye ends right at the same place where No Way Home ends, because it shows Peter, at the end of No Way Home, he's swinging through right by that tree in Central.
Times Square or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Times Square. It might have. I could be wrong.
Rockefeller tree, I think.
Yeah, they're correct. Yeah, with the tree falling and everything. So, damn. We know it was after WandaVision, and we know it was what they say. It was before Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
So we know, and then they said, and before Hawkeye. So Hawkeye took place.
So we got three things that have taken place after it, but nobody mentioned or acknowledged it. Like,
and so we know for sure though this is after Endgame. Because in my mind, when I was first watching the previews for Eternals, I'm like, were they talking about when they was like Thanos, he snapped in ended half the universe, or whatever. I'm like, damn. So are they talking about after the first snap? You know what I'm saying? Clearly, because are they operating off of that, or are they just talking about as a whole? Like, we know he snapped, but then so did Hawk and Tony, and then
I think they had mentioned how people were coming back.
Okay.
Somewhere in the movie, it was mentioned. Like, I think Festus and his husband or whatever.
Yeah,
I think there was a conversation or something.
Because we did get the reason why they didn't interfere, which is obvious. It was like, we didn't interfere because we were advised not to unless it's deviance or whatever, which was kind of crazy. It was like, all right, but because then now everybody that didn't interfere got an answer for that. Like I say, they got to introduce mutants. All right, what's y'all reason for not being there? Because y'all, if they do it in a way to where it was like mutants been here, that's why I kind of don't want them to do that. Because if it's like, all right, if y'all been here now, okay, let me rephrase that. It'd be dope if they've been here, but from another universe. Because if they do it to where it's like y'all been within the 616 and laying low key, then what was going on when, like, all right, Gene, where was you at when Thanos? You could have laid them out.
A situation where they've been here, but their mutant genes weren't activated.
Yeah.
They could do it. There's so many ways that they could do it that would work and would be relatively easy.
Then the only part I could see people going crazy about with that, if the mutant gene wasn't activated, is because if I'm not mistaken, that mutant gene gets activated when they're like a teenager. Like, it's almost like puberty for them.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, so it didn't activate until y'all were adults based off.
I think there's some little. I'm not quite sure because there are little kids that have their powers too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure about that. It's handled
That's
different
true
between
because
comics
Jean,
and MCU and
yeah,
this and that.
because I
So
was gonna say from what I remember in the Dark Phoenix, she was a kid and had those
yeah,
powers. She
yeah,
was changing the radio station and shit.
yeah.
It's
And there's
crazy,
little
man.
kids in the comics too that got
Yeah,
powers. Like
yeah.
Franklin is a little kid who's just
Oh yeah,
shit.
Reed Richards' son. Yeah,
Yeah,
and isn't he's like supposed to be the most powerful like
yeah,
being
crazy,
or whatever like that?
crazy powerful.
I feel
Yeah,
like they say that about everybody though. Like, oh, she's the
I
most
know.
powerful. Wanda is the most
Yeah,
powerful being in the universe. Oh, Jean
yeah,
Grey, the dark. Even
yeah.
though like Dark Phoenix is when she's the Dark Phoenix, she's a beast. She
I mean,
leveling some folks.
they're very close in level, I would say.
Yeah,
Each has they have their own strong points, and
it's interesting like watching those the old films with like Wanda in it and just seeing how she moves because it's like you don't even know what you got. Like,
right,
I
right.
was watching Infinity War and she just
Oh
throwing them
man,
little ass fireballs. You don't know what you could do. But this is
yeah,
obviously pre WandaVision and then
yeah.
even
But
afterward.
even Endgame, Thanos had to order his ship
Yeah.
to rain down on him and
Rain
his own people
fire.
because she was about to rip them apart. Like, I was
Do it. He's
like,
getting fucked up.
yeah, like
Yeah,
she
man.
had it in her the whole time, but she just had to, let that shit go.
I'm nervous that like with the new stuff, is it rewatchable? A lot of the stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like you can rewatch, like we were saying, Captain America, Winter Soldier,
Mm,
hell, Civil War, the Ant-Man films. Like you can just
mm,
rewatch a lot of that stuff, and the dialogue is so on point. And I just be watching the newer shit, like, okay, I don't know if the pandemic has shifted anything to where it's like it's so much coming down the pipeline from with content in general than it was before because it's like I be watching, I'm like, man, a lot of this shit, like I would go back and watch it, but I'm not excited to. They would have to throw it on TV for me. Like, all right, bet I'm about to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying? Versus where you shit Infinity War come on, I'm pausing. I'm like, all right,
Falcon and Winter Soldier is a little different. To be fair, it's good, but it's not of that other
that
caliber.
man, it could have
Like
been great,
yeah,
but the
yeah,
time the storyline got fucked up because they couldn't talk about it being based around a virus. And I
yeah,
think them pulling that fucked it up. I was like,
yeah,
damn, why? Because remember they touched on it like the first episode or so.
yeah,
They had
yeah,
like
yeah,
the canisters and everything, and
yeah,
I'm like, yo, like, oh shit, they sending her. It's gonna be based around a virus, and then
yeah.
they just pulled.
They
I'm
should have
like,
just did it.
damn, y'all
Yeah.
Disney, man, y'all Marvel, like y'all got bread to be like, look, we gonna talk about this anyway.
Who's gonna
You know what I'm
sue him?
saying? Well, you know, get sued by the country? Like, yeah, I mean,
Right.
if this is a storyline y'all had clearly before the virus, took wreaked hell on like
Right.
the entire planet. I mean, the entire country or whatever. But it's
And
like
it would have been touching on something that we were literally
would have been
going
relatable.
that we could relate to. That like they should have just did it.
It just got corny midway. I hate what they did
Yeah.
to like Bucky, man. It's like just knowing where we saw him at, and then we're maybe that'll come back around. And he we got some hints of it and kicking some ass, but it was like, damn, man, it'd never be the same. It'd never be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see what's to come though. Like and I sent you that link about Captain America with Chris Evans talking about how he didn't really say like I'm gonna return, but just the fact that
if he did return, it would have to be for something real special.
I think he is.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna come back, and it's gonna be for what we were talking about earlier with Secret Invasion. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be that.
Anytime I think about Cap these days, I think of him being on the moon, and I can't do nothing but
oh, yeah, they did put that rumor
sing
out.
That is that a Gil Scott Heron song, "Whitey on the Moon"?
Man, yeah.
Replace it with "Cap is on the moon." Yeah. I'm out here, da 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 da, while Cap is on the moon.
We seen Tony off. We saw he died. You know what I'm saying? With Cap, that wasn't a proper send off to me. It's like, all right, you got old. What happened? Where did you go?
Want to know what I would like to see? More of like a Secret Empire Cap, like Hydra Cap, like evil. It don't have to be Hydra Cap because Hydra is
a comic book for that.
Yeah.
That'll be fire. Yeah, because we didn't he didn't get a proper send off to me. A lot of people say that. You know what I'm saying? He had a proper send off. He came back as old man Cap. He lived his life. all right, well, give us a show or a movie where we get to see that.
Yeah, I would really like a throwback to show us what he did when he was time skipping and doing this and that. Give it, you know.
I feel like because we are getting the Captain America 4, but with Falcon, you know what I'm saying? Nervous about that, but also because he can't fight, man. It's like he's not a dope. I mean, he got the wings and shit, but he's just not.
He's not powered either.
He don't strike me as a give him a serum or something. He just don't strike me as like, oh, here come Anthony Mackie. He about to beat somebody ass. Like I never felt that from him, even in Winter Soldier. Like we had to fight any movie he's in, even in what was it, Civil War? Man, Spider-Man what's his ass? Which is
8 Mile, bro.
But yeah, they just losing all taking L's, man. You gotta get the serum or something, dog. Become a super soldier out here.
Yeah. I really thought he was gonna get the serum in that series, but
man, the aesthetic is dope. I get it. You got the wings. It looks sweet. Like that the first scene in Falcon and the Winter Soldier was fire. But just him.
That show had potential. It had lots of potential to be great, but just kind of
that storyline got ruined, man.
Fell short a little bit.
He need hands, man. He don't got hands. He couldn't throw the shield. It's man, this guy, man. Like
he's always talking shit with Tom Holland, like like they do. Yo, like your character would get washed by Spider-Man.
He got washed by Ant-Man, dude.
Right,
like,
right.
What did he say in Civil War? Like, and that was it won't happen again. Like, dog,
yeah.
Up, dog.
It'll happen. And that's Scott Lang who doesn't, he's not.
He don't got hands. Well, technically he do because Hope taught him to scrap a little bit. He got hands. Maybe Hope need to teach Falcon how to scrap.
Yeah.
You need hands,
Bucky,
dog.
somebody fucking get with Okoye or someone.
Yeah, man. I want Anthony Mackie to win this series.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited about what's to come though for Marvel, man. It's like I can't believe, like I said before when we talked, I was like 2012. I just remember, I remember watching the films, but I wasn't like as amped to see the films. I just knew Iron Man, I know he wasn't like a super popular character in the comic books, but damn, they got a movie on him. Yeah. I got to see that, and I saw it. It was fire. Same thing with Incredible Hulk. Just the fact that it was better than the Hulk when they put out whatever year that was, like 04 or 03, 04 or whatever.
Disney or Marvel, they're good at taking stuff that is not necessarily the forefront, like the bangers from like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Man,
I know comics. I never really read much of Guardians.
I heard a lot of people say that. Like, I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? I was asking people that knew. They're like, I've seen it.
And it became like one of my favorite movies. I was like,
Guardians and Doctor Strange took me the longest to go back and watch. Like I had saw everything, even the Dark World. Unfortunately, I saw everything, and I was like, "Damn!" I feel like I saw everything, but it's a couple. I knew I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or 2. This is around like 2018. I'm like, I gotta go back and rewatch some shit. And then when people was like, "Yo, you have to watch those because they connect. It makes sense. Those have to do with like specific stones that were in." Because I knew about. This is I remember before Endgame came out, I'm like, man, I need to watch a couple films that I've missed. And people's like, yo, every film that's connecting up to this point, like Thanos is coming after those stones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all these movies are gonna make sense. So when I went back and I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the Power Stone. When I went back and watched, Doctor Strange, damn, the Time Stone. So it made so much sense by the time, and I'm saying Endgame, by the time Infinity War hit. So now I'm prepared and I see Infinity War, like, oh shit, all of it makes sense. So I'm imagining how I not watch those. Oh, what the fuck? Like,
and that's stones. Exactly what we're in the middle of right now. Like, they're putting the pieces together, like even pieces that we don't even realize, like at the end of Eternals when they're on the ship and Thanos' brother and the dwarf dude, I can't remember his name for some reason. Like they're start talking, like they're dropping little nuggets of stuff here and there and everywhere, and like you look at it at first, you don't think anything of it, but now that everything's coming together, stuff is starting to make more sense, and like I feel like it's
casual viewers
2 years away from the next
exactly. I'm giving it 5. I'm saying 5, dog.
I way less than 5. They're moving way
less than
faster.
5 because how quick they moving. Yeah, because they just announced the whole thing with they got the actors picked out for Fantastic Four.
And just wait for what is it? D23? Is that coming up in the fall?
Yep.
They're gonna, because they've only announced films for this year, and then a couple that are to be determined. Like
and
Fantastic
we still
Four,
got Wakanda Forever. What's that?
Wakanda,
November?
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
I'm worried about that one, man.
Just because of how
are they gonna handle it? Like,
then it was a whole thing with Shuri and how her scene's gonna play. Remember, a lot of that was happening because of her, like with the vaccine or whatever. It was like, damn, dog.
And didn't she get injured?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at first we thought that's what it was originally. It was like, someone with the vaccine, watch. And then it was like, oh, she got injured. Damn. Then it turned around like she ain't doing it. It's like, damn. So I wonder what happened. Maybe she just took it. She was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take it. You part of this big franchise. It's like we ain't gonna have Chadwick and we not gonna have a chick to play a sister. Right. Come on, man. Let's level this out. So yeah, I'm nervous about that, like how they're gonna play that storyline, but it's gonna look dope.
And Namor, they got Namor as he's not a Mayan, but like some sort of South American or Central American, like that could be cool.
I saw a half and half. A lot of people was like, "Oh, that's gonna be dope," and then a lot of people was like, "No, fuck that." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't that in depth with the characters. Like, I know of these characters, but like when it certain stuff like that, it don't bother me as much.
Yeah.
The only one I did get bothered by a tad bit maybe was Taskmaster, because I had recently found out about the character. And shout out to Al Jones, he was telling me how fire Taskmaster was.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the scene, it wasn't that, like I said, and I seen a novelist, talk about this on Swordcast, and it wasn't the fact that Taskmaster was a girl. It just was like they just kind of did it. That it was they made the story. It just looked like, dang, that's it. That's what you know what I'm saying.
They kind of did that in the comics in the more recent years. Not deaded it like that, but like in the Amazing Spider-Man run, Nick Spencer, Taskmaster was a joke. Like, man, he was a punchline. It was him and I can't remember the name of the other dude, but they would like call each other Tasky and something or else, and like they were just like two little side goons that were a pushover. Like, no, that's not.
Nah, man. When I read the backstory on who Taskmaster was, I was like, oh, this is about to be it. Knowing that they were going to have that character in Black Widow, I was like, damn, this is about to be fire. People about to sleep on Black Widow, but then I was like, damn, why they do that? Like how they did it. It wasn't what they, like I say, it wasn't an issue with the character being a woman. It's just like, dang, why they do that like that? Man, made it seem like it was some type of shit planted in her. It's like, no, like make it. It's like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So excited to see what's to come, man. We could talk about this shit like all day.
Oh yeah.
But let the people know where you at on social media.
Peace of Mind 313 on everything, Twitter, IG. I'm not on Twitter as much as I used to be, but I jumped back on yesterday.
Yeah, Twitter's where it's at, man.
Bandcamp, everything is Peace of Mind 313.
Yeah, let them know where they can check out the beats, man. Projects. You got them instrumental projects out here, dog.
Yeah, got some beats, got some stuff that I'm finally working on with a rapper who be rapping.
Word up. Now, you got this shirt on. Shout out where the shirt is from.
I know Miss Corona, Triple Piece Clothing. They got a sale going on right now too, actually. So go check them out.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Miss Corona, Triple Peaks. You know, man, like I said, we can talk about this shit all day, man. We about 40 minutes in. The website again, y'all, leadingmelegendary.net. If you're watching the video, the hat for the leaders label, Leading Me Legendary. Again, the single is out. I'm dropping this link in the description. Bass, the single produced by Timestretch. It is out right now on all platforms where you can buy and stream music. I prefer you to buy it though from my Bandcamp, nametag.bandcamp.com. And again, leadingmelegendary.net. Make sure you grab some merch. Definitely grab some merch.
Yeah, I need one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna drop the link for you, man. Like, oh, you talking about the shirt or the karate meal? Yeah, man. That joint's a slapper, dog. Shout out to Illingsworth. I gotta have him on for sure and chop it up. But yeah, man. That's it, man. We out. I ain't got shit else to say. Peace.